build a multi-million-dollar business? Guys, everything's in place. Everything is in place with the product. Everything is in place with the compensation plan. So now it's up to you. You know, the home office and Jay Dollywall, the hard work is over with. You know, creating these products, creating these patches, that was the hard part. Now it's up to us to go out there and get this product in front of as many people as we possibly can. So the question is, how do we build? How do we go out there and build a multi-million-dollar business? And I know some of you are like, oh, Steve, I don't know if I want to build a multi-million-dollar business. Maybe I can build a multi-thousand-dollar business. It's like, okay, I need you to dream big on this call just a little bit. Guys, we're going to go out there and build a multi-million-dollar business. You're not going to just settle for smaller numbers than you're capable of. Because every single person on this call listening right now, your goal should be to have $1 million in volume. $1 million in volume monthly. Okay? You go out there and build yourself a $12 million business on your own. And you sit back and go, okay, let's go do that. That's going to be a great goal right there. So the question is, how do we do this? How do we go out and do it? Well, there's 6 questions that you guys have to ask yourself. And the first one is this. First of all, why? Why are you doing this business? You've got to find out why you're doing this business. You got to figure out what some of your dreams are. And just ask yourself, if you had financial freedom, what would you be doing with your time? All right? So the first question is, why are you doing it? What are some of your goals? What are some of your dreams? And if you had financial independence, what the heck would you do with your time? Okay, so you really, really have to figure out why you're doing this business. Number 2, where are you currently meeting people to add to your contact list every day? Guys, where are you going? Because listen, people are not just going to run up to you and say, hey, can you sign me up in that patch thing? It's like, no. You've got to go to people. You've got to go meet people. So where are you currently meeting people to add to your contact list? Now, a lot of times, guys, it doesn't have to be a physical place. You can do a lot of things on social media and you're meeting people there. So figure out, figure out where you are currently meeting people. Number 3, how do you contact people to set appointments and what do you say? Okay, once you meet people, let's say you're at the gym and you're meeting people, well, how do you contact them? How do you start the conversation and what exactly do you say to get them to sit down and hear about this incredible opportunity that we have? Number 4, what are the exact steps you follow to show the business to somebody? Like, guys, if I quizzed you right now and said, I'm a prospect, tell me about your business, would you know what to say? Does it just roll off your tongue? Do you have to think about it? Because this is something that you should never have to think about. If somebody asks you what you do, you should be able to just have it roll off your tongue. And when they say, how does it work? Boom. What do you say? What are you telling people? Number 5, how do you follow up? How do you follow up with somebody and what do you say? Okay. How do you follow up with somebody and what do you say? And number 6, what do you do to get a new person started? Okay. Those are 6 things right there, you guys. Let me just recap those. Figure out why you're doing it. Where are you currently meeting people? How do you contact people and set appointments? And exactly what do you say? What are the steps in showing somebody the business? How do you follow up with somebody? What do you say exactly? And how do you get a new person started? Because you guys, that's it. That's it. This is all you need to know. And I'm honest here. There's not much more that you need to know. Most careers require a lot of knowledge and experience to be able to start getting paid. For example, what does it take to become a physician, a surgeon? What does it take to become an attorney? What does it take to become an airline pilot? There's a lot of training that goes involved in that, right? So it's like, okay. My son-in-law is 36 years old, and he just finished his fellowship to become a heart surgeon. I always thought, some of you know this already, but I always thought it'd be a great idea to have a mechanic in the family. It's like, oh man, just have somebody come and fix your car. You guys know it's way better to have a heart surgeon. Way better to have a heart surgeon. Okay? But he's 38 years old. And it's like, he just finished his fellowship to become a heart surgeon. And he started when basically he was 18 years old. All right? So that's a lot of training right there. We just have to know these 6 things. Right? You need to master the 6 things on that list. And although there are many different ways, that you can do each step, all you have to learn is one way. Just learn one way. And listen, the why you're doing the business, that's going to change. All right? Because as you get more successful and you reach goals, your why is going to change, right? But all the other things, where you meet people, how you present, how you follow up, how you get a new person started, that doesn't change, you guys. That doesn't change. And I really think, and I'm guilty of this as well, and I need to make sure I take my own advice sometimes, but guys, I really think that we look for ways to make things that are kind of simple, they're already simple, and we make them more complicated. Why? Because we're bored. Sometimes we get bored with it, and when we make things more complicated, maybe it makes us look smarter, makes us look more important, or maybe it's just an excuse why we fail. Guys, why in the world, and we had these conversations in Dallas over the weekend, but why in the world do we feel like we have to change things that are working? And it's like, well, it's because you get bored with it, right? I told a group of people in Dallas, I said, if you ever get bored on one of the Tuesday night Zoom presentations, that's your fault. It's your fault. You're like, well, I've heard Steve say that he says the same things every single week. I was like, yep. Why? Because it works. Because it works. I promise you this, you will never, ever be bored at a business presentation, whether it's on Zoom or a live presentation, if you have guests in the room. If you have a guest in the room or you've got downline in the Zoom with guests, you will never, ever be bored. You'll be sitting on the edge of your seat and you'll be attentive during the Zoom and you'll be laughing at the same stupid jokes. And it's the mundane that makes us successful. Success is boring, you guys. It's doing the mundane over and over and over again. And so when you figure out what these, if you could master these 6 steps, it's like, if it's working, why in the world would we change? So rather than looking for things to add to make the business go faster, guys, why don't we look for ways to simplify and make the business go faster? Okay? One of the things that we talked about in Dallas, and you're going to start hearing this over and over and over again, one of the things that we do, we bring a new person on and we say, okay, now you can earn a $200 hat trick bonus and you've got 30 days to do that. Guys, that is never going to come out of my mouth again. Because people procrastinate. And they're like, oh, I got 30 days to get that done. And it's because you just told them they had 30 days. Guys, the new verbiage is you're going to go earn that hat trick in your first 7 days. And how are we going to do it? We're going to go do 28 demos, balanced demonstrations in your first 7 days. Listen, guys, it doesn't get any simpler than that. A brand new person coming into the business, they can go do 28 demos in their first 7 days. Why? Because they're excited about it. They're excited about the business. And I guarantee you this, anybody, even you guys, veterans, if we go do 28 balanced demonstrations to prove the technology, you're going to sign up 3 associates. And so we want people to earn that hat trick bonus in 7 days, not 30 days. Give them 7 days. And if they don't do it in 7 days, you know what we're going to tell them? All right, listen, you got an extension. You got 7 more days to do it. They don't have 21 more days to do it because they'll procrastinate going, oh, I got 3 weeks to get this done. No, you've got 7 days to get this done. And if they miss it, we're going to give you an extension. And you got 7 more days to get it done. You guys, that's how other teams are growing incredibly fast. Because they've figured out human nature. And human nature tends to procrastinate. And it's like, guys, short time periods, short time frames, not 30 days, not 60 days. We're going to go get that hat trick bonus in 7 days, which means you've got to enroll 3 people with one of the launch kits. And how do you do it? You go do 28 demos in your first 7 days. We were talking to a group of people, and I said, what did you do to get your business off and running? And these were people on our team, you guys. And I remember Carrie Hellum said, I did 60 demonstrations in my first week. She 60. And she blew up her organization. And I'm like, well, guys, why did we stop doing that? Now, listen, we go out there and we demo people when we see them, but we've got to have that urgency of doing, no, I'm going to go do 60 demos this week. I'm going to do 80 demos this week, or whatever the number is. But put that number out there, because that is the backbone of how to get people interested in what we're doing. So guys, make sure that you are using the product every single day. How many patches do you have on right now? Me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only have 12. And I have 6 on right now. You share the product, you share the opportunity every day. You show others how to do the same thing. Master relationship marketing. Be generous every day. Always look for reasons to give to other people. Participate. Jump on these calls. Jump on our weekly meetings, our Zoom presentations, our trainings, and make sure that you attend all of the events. So listen, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post those 6 questions. I'll post it in our Facebook group so you guys can look at this and go, okay, these are the 6 things that I have to master. I will post that as soon as the recording is, as soon as I put the recording on our Facebook page, not our Facebook page, on our YouTube channel. And I'll post the recording of today's call, and I'll also post these 6 questions. But you guys, don't complicate this. You can go out there and build a multi-million-dollar business by simply focusing on those 6 items.